Hey, what's up, boys and girls on YouTube? This is Apostolic Game Designers with your host, Joseph. And today, we're going to talk about why do Christian video games have such a bad reputation? Look, I've talked to people before, and I've told them, yo, I got a YouTube channel. And they're like, yo, what's your YouTube channel about? I'm like, yo, it's about Christian video games. Okay, it didn't exactly sound like that, but yeah. They were like, what? I didn't know Christian video games are a thing. I didn't know they even existed. And I was like, well, yeah, they do. The people that even knew that Christian video games existed, pretty much all of them, and pretty much anyone you're gonna run into, all have the same opinion that Christian video games are horrible, bad quality, and not worth playing. There are several main ones that people have heard about, like Bible Adventures, Catechumens, another big one, even Nat Dragon Cancer. In this video, I'm gonna tell you guys 3 reasons why I believe that Christian video games have such a bad reputation, and what we, as Christian video game commenters and developers, can do to fix that. So, if you want to know how, watch to the end of this video, and yes, do it. Alright, number 1, because the production quality is bad. So if you keep track of like every Christian video game that is released, you probably figured out by now, but that very few of them have good production quality. A lot of them, they just get assets from online, giving that homemade look instead of making it look like it was actually made by a studio or something like that. And most people who make Christian video games are just doing it on the side. They're not really pursuing it as a career, and they have little experience using game engines that don't really produce good games. Now, a really bad tide that I've seen happening like in the past few years is I've seen a lot of Christian game developers turn to RPG Maker, which RPG Maker is a great piece of software, don't get me wrong, but every single game in it looks pretty much exactly the same. It's almost impossible to create something unique using the built-in stuff that it has. It's just, I feel like you're not going to get noticed. It's great if you're using that to get started with game development, but you're not really going to get noticed. You know, it's tough because you obviously don't have millions of dollars to fork out to industry professionals, but if you don't get those professional people, you're probably going to end up with really bad quality. The biggest thing that we could do ourselves is to have a well-rounded knowledge of game design, to know multiple areas, and to excel in our area of development, whether it's graphics design, audio design, level design. Excel in your area, become the best you can, because we need professionals in the Christian industry.
Oh my goodness, I had $50 and I made this amazing game right here where you click the arrow and make the shape move. Oh, it's gonna win the game of the year. I just know it. Oh my goodness.
So number 2 is the gameplay is bad. Blah, like blah bad, like blah blah blah. What am I doing? What kind of a reputation am I giving myself? Okay, anyway, Christian video games just seem unable to lock onto the fundamentals of what actually makes games fun. Now, I do plan on making a video in the future about the 5 fundamentals of a fun game. For example, you got pickups, you gotta have enemies, you gotta have obstacles, things like that. But I feel like Christian game developers are still learning to master the art of what makes a game truly fun. Because at the end of the day, when you come in after a 10-hour shift at work, all you want is just to sit in front of your PS4, because no one plays Xbox anymore. PS4 is life. So you sit in front of your PS4 and you just want to have fun. Lots and lots of fun. You've got to learn to master the art of having fun, because that's what a game is for. A big problem is that a lot of Christian games, or at least old ones, are just really clones of popular mainstream games, especially with like the Wisdom Tree series. Like Bible Adventures was a clone of like Super Mario. Super 3D Noah's Ark was a clone of Wolfenstein 3D. You've got all these different Christian video games that aren't unique enough and don't really master the art of what makes games fun. What we've got to learn to do is create something that people have never seen before and truly make it as fun as it possibly can be, and maybe then we won't have such a bad reputation. Number 3, too much message. One big problem I've seen in a lot of Christian games is that they're too preachy, and you will hear this a lot from gamers, talking about how it shoves the Bible down their throat. That gives a bad impression. Too much message can put people away instead of draw people in. Let me give you an example. Now, there is several Bible games that are like like this, but there's Bible Adventures, which was a popular SNES and Sega Genesis game. So basically, in this game, if you get hurt inside of it, the way you get help is by picking up these scrolls or these letters. Oh, it doesn't matter what. You pick up these things, and when you pick them up, it gives you more health. That's the only way you can get more health, but it throws a Bible verse on the screen. In other words, the only way you can get health is by reading a Bible verse, and a lot of times the Bible verse has absolutely nothing to do with the game. That gives a weak but yet over preachy message, and it does tick people off. They don't like that. So to be truly successful in game design, we've got to be able to balance the gameplay and message. Don't get me wrong, because we've got to have message, okay? Gotta have it. Yeah, but it's too easy to get super preachy with the message. Now let me give you an example of a bad way to present a message. Now here's the right way to present a message. You hold out the truth and you say, here's the message, here's the truth. If you want it, come and get it. But a bad way to present the message is, here's the truth, and you can't go on with the game until you accept it, because you're basically shoving the truth down people's throats and forcing them to believe what you believe. Now an example would be, suppose you as a Christian were playing a game, and inside of the game forced you to somehow say that abortion is okay. Now maybe you believe it's wrong, I do too, and so that would be a horrible way of trying to give you what they believe is the truth by forcing you to make a decision that you wouldn't make in real life and not letting you go on with the game until you make a choice like that. That's not the way to present a message.
You cannot play this game unless you believe in the Banana God.
The way we've got to present messages is, again, here's the truth. You can have it if you want it. If you do, come and take it, but I'm not going to shove it down your throat or force you to accept it. It's your choice. That's got to be the way we approach giving people the message of Jesus Christ, the message of salvation. Now look, a lot of people really don't care what type of message. They don't care whether the game's Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, or serves the pasta god or something. I don't know. They don't really care as long as it's a fun game. And if you can make it a fun game and balance the message and gameplay, people will want to play your game. Trust me. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up my horrible video here. Just trying to give some of my thoughts. Now I'm going to give you guys several examples of what I think are bad Christian games and what I think are good Christian games as far as these 3 steps. Now, number 1, I would give probably for bad games Captain Bible Dome of Darkness as an example. Now this is an old Windows DOS game. The reason I put it in the list for bad games is because it has a bad balance of gameplay and message. The gameplay is really dull, and basically you're just fighting with Bible verses. You're going around hunting Bible verses and using them to combat beasts. The combat's really dull. It's got a bad balance of being fun and having a message, because to be able to get people to accept your message, you've got to give them a fun game. Another example would be the game Naka, which I actually did a review of. You can check it out if you want to see what I thought. Now, this game has bad production quality. I feel like it just has also bad gameplay quality. It's got a lot of Bible puzzles that really aren't related to like the story that much at all. You're kind of wondering, how does this even fit in with what's going on? And so it's got kind of a bad balance of gameplay and message. Now for some games that really I feel like did get it right. One example is Guardians of Ankor, my favorite Christian video game, hands down, and I'm hoping to make a video about that soon. But this game is so great because you're literally playing through Bible stories, but the emphasis is on the gameplay. It's a very good balance. You're just jumping around, doing parkour, getting pickups. It's literally just so fun. Even if you don't believe in Jesus, you might even be able to overlook the message because it's literally such a good, fun game. It's got good production quality. Another game I feel like is really good quality is 5 Guardians of David. Now you can watch my review, see what I think about that game. There's a couple things I didn't necessarily like about it, but as far as a gameplay and production quality, this game is grade A visually and like from the sound level, just all around. It's an amazing game, and the emphasis on this game is the gameplay. They mastered the gameplay. They made the gameplay so good that you're willing to take in the story because the game itself is so fun. So anyway, guys, that's my brainstorming thoughts, the brilliant thoughts inside of the mind of Joseph Charles Levesque. I want you guys to comment below. Tell me what you think are some really good Christian video games that got it right, and then comment down below some Christian video games you think didn't get it right. I'm really curious to hear what you think. So anyway, why am I going to keep talking? I might as well just finish this video.